All right, hello everybody. Welcome to, I believe this is episode 16 of Podcast Prime. I am your host, bladelordcal. Today we've got some people on. So we've got Nick of Flipside. How are you doing today?
I'm alright. Still waiting for Katy Perry's bitch ass to 1v1 me.
Dude, that was
He
that
keeps
was
backing out.
that was
He
a
just hates
PAX.
children, I guess.
It was a 1v1 for charity, and it
Yeah.
should happen. I was like so down for it. But
He literally just hates the less fortunate.
now
that's
that
what it
you've
is.
called them out on this, prestigious, widely watched program, I'm sure he'll have no choice but to accept your offer.
Yeah.
We've got C.Kaithas from Team C. How are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
All right, and finally we've got the man, the myth, the legend himself, BrawL.GeeEss. How are you doing?
Yo, I'm doing pretty good.
All right. So since the last episode happened, it's been like 3 weeks. So we've had a bunch of stuff kind of pop up for IC. So Steam was kind of the big one that was announced at PAX. So Steam integration is pretty cool. I've messed with the Steam client a little bit myself, and plays exactly just like the regular game client. I haven't found any like game breaking issues or anything, but it's kind of nice like having that Steam overlay thing, but it's whatever. It's just IC on Steam, which is cool because it should open the game up to a lot more people.
Trading cards.
Trading cards.
Trading cards.
See, the thing about the trading cards is everyone got hyped up because there was the Lex Luthor trading card.
Oh snap!
So like people are like, "Oh my god, he's coming with Steam," and other people are like, "No, he's just a trading card." But it could
Lex
happen.
Luthor confirmed.
It could happen
Tomorrow.
It's like, tomorrow. Oh,
yeah,
man.
they did post his picture on Facebook today.
Oh,
But
did
that
they?
was the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor though,
Yeah,
for the movie.
Yep.
which is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, no, that I thought I didn't know how they would pull off Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but they did somehow.
Right? That's how I felt
Hollywood
about it.
magic.
Well, anyone can shave their head.
But like, I don't know, I got that Lex vibe from him. You know?
Yeah.
But enough about Lex Luthor, who may or may not be coming to IC because he was on a trading card. So crypto was announced, and a lot of people were like, "Yes, we finally get to play a dog," and other people were like, "Where's Deathstroke? Where's Deadshot? Where's all these other people?" And then Turbine's
It's nothing new.
crypto. So, let's talk about crypto for a little bit, because he's gonna be hitting the game tomorrow, I believe. And he's a controller, and he's a dog. So, we've got two of the best controllers in North America here. So,
But I'm
go
not a
ahead.
controller.
Oh, you're right. See,
Yeah, I
Nick-
don't know if I am anymore either. So
Okay, well, we had two of the best Gotham Divided ones, so I figure you guys should look at the kit and have a good idea. So, GS, do you have any like initial opinions on crypto?
Yeah, actually, I played him like a year ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
It's NDA.
he was really, really
You broke
fun.
it.
I don't think it matters anymore, dude.
Just watch out for the Turbine Police coming out.
They're coming after me already. It's too late.
Oh man, rest in peace, bro.
Yeah, he was super fun to play. Like I was having a lot of fun when I played him. I was like screaming the dog while I was playing. I'll have Cripsy like pick up the ball and throw it, and I would just fly at them and stun them. It was
Uh-huh.
awesome. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I thought like back then he was viable for competitive and whatnot. I don't know if he's gonna be viable now because obviously it's a different map, and also
Right.
one of the main reasons why he was so good back then was because his base stats for everything were like ridiculous because they had just like put him out on that client that we played on.
Mhm.
Like he was like fresh out, basically first day out. Then we got there and
Right.
we tried him out. So like his base stats were ridiculous. He had like 70 base attack damage or something.
What?
What
That
the
was
fuck?
yeah, it was just like ridiculous. But his kit is definitely really fun,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, I'm sure that's different now since they kind of normalized all the base stats for champion type.
his kit now is better because his ult is better.
Well,
When I played him, his ult, instead of like vacuuming them together, used to push them apart.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know, like I like his kit a lot. I think it's really awkward when they put the videos out, like the champion unmasked or whatever, like they show gameplay on Gotham Divided when we're like trying to get away from that map. But I don't know, I feel like his kit could be really, really good for Coast City, just because there is a lot of skirmishing in like really tight corridors. Like that's why I think Doomsday is kind of coming back tiny bit, just because you can skirmish really well in the jungle, and Crypto's ult pretty much as wide as the jungle, I want to say.
As wide as a hallway in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be really, really good. I don't know, I feel like he has a lot of potential.
Yeah. One big issue that I see with him though is
Mhm.
that he scales off well,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically is a melee character.
Right.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
be that tanky.
Right.
That's like the main issue that I see with him, but
Mm.
I'm not sure how it'll play out.
Do you think
No.
Turbine kind of missed an opportunity and should have just made him an enforcer instead?
Yeah, they
Just give
should have
him
made her an
some-
enforcer.
Some like health ratios instead of will.
Yeah, they
Okay.
should have just done that, honestly.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like he just seems fun. Like that's
Mhm.
like 100%. He's fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
The rest, I'm not sure right now.
Kaithas, do you have any differing opinions?
So I mean, based on his kit, he looks kind of supporty, but I think you're right in that it looks like he has really more of an enforcer kit. I'm like really excited to play him though. I think his Q, like the first time I saw that, I was like, wow, that's a really interesting mechanic and promotes like team play, and that just seems like really fun, and I definitely want to play it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I kind of got spoiled at PAX because Celstrata was like, I just walked up to her and I was like, hey, you want to tell me who the new champion is? And she's like, oh, it's Crypto. And I'm like, you want to tell me a little bit more about him? It's like, oh, the Q is like, he puts a bone down, like an ally can pick it up and throw it, and he can like fetch it. I'm like, that's so cool.
So you know what was really funny though is like when they first announced him, I think
Uh-huh.
they used the picture that's on the homepage right now, which looks like Nightmare Crypto or something,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, that's not like Crypto to me at all. Like,
Well, that's his
Like-
new 52 version.
okay, gotcha. I haven't gotten that far in New 52 yet, but yeah. But then they released like the kind of derpy like splash art, and
Right.
I was like, all right, I can do that.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Doge.
Super Doge. Don't tell Celstrata, but I kind of also leaked it to a bunch of the F3 guys who were there at PAX, and Swaggy Doggy was like,
Not you, Kaithas. You didn't get that privilege.
yeah.
Pretty sure he actually told me.
I think I did. I'm really bad at like keeping this stuff secret.
Turbine, never tell Cal any secrets ever.
Hey, I haven't broken NDA from when I visited them, so there's that. But anyway, yeah, so like Swaggy Doggy was like, oh my god, this is my return. I am coming back. I will only play Crypto. So we've also had a new champion come and sit for a little bit. So Katana, she's a, I'm doing air quotes. You guys can't see it, but stream can. Air quotes bruiser. And Kaithas is shaking his head. He's like, there's no way in hell this chick is a bruiser.
Well, it's not just that. I'm like having flashbacks to Coast City solo queue, and there was this one game where I literally got Katana ulted every team fight and just like died.
Who are you playing?
I was playing A-dubs. There's no escape. You can't
Oh,
just
yeah,
like jump away.
you're right.
It just follows you.
So yeah, Katana's come out. So I initially compared her to like an Atomic Wonder Woman, who, Atomic Wonder Woman kind of has like a higher skill cap than most champions, just because you have to kind of learn.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
More like press R, W, and just kill people.
But like, I don't know, like just getting the optimal combo of like abilities off, I feel like does take a little bit more. It's not like I want to say Green Lantern where you have 2 point and click abilities that do damage. So I kind of compared her to that, just because of how her Q and W work with the E. So does anyone have like any impressions of Katana now that she's been out for a few weeks?
She's a really strong assassin.
Yeah, I haven't played her yet, but just all the games I've seen her in, she gets really fed and kind of like kills people in the team fights without too much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Her W needs a cooldown increase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no reason you should be able to dash every 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I can agree with
It's
that.
retarded.
So just increase. So if we just increase the cooldown on the W, would that just like kind of balance her, or does like her damage output make sense for?
For an assassin, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for an
I think-
assassin, not for a bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
I think her damage output is fine too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if which they should increase the cooldown on her W, but if they do that, they should that second part of her W that nobody seems to notice because it's like almost non-existent
Right.
is that damage reduction.
Yeah.
It could make that relevant somehow.
It's more damage reduction than Atrocitus is.
That's true. But I
I
guess
didn't even know Atrocitus had damage reduction.
He had like a
Yeah.
a 0.01 ratio or something.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not-
every...
I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm sure Nick's
It's,
looking it up right now.
Yeah, it's 2 at first rank, and then 5 at max rank.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
what it was.
Katana's like 3, 4, 5, 6 or something?
Katana's
Or
is...
like 4,
I just
5,
looked at
6,
it.
7?
It's
something like that?
6, 9, 12, 15, plus 1% bonus HP.
Okay. So the bonus HP ratio doesn't really matter. That's just there to say, hey guys, she's a bruiser. Health ratios. But no one's really building bonus health.
Yeah.
I think the only bonus health you're going to be building is like utility belt. Because that does give health.
Yeah.
If I am not mistaken.
Yeah, I really
So-
like that item, by the way.
Oh yeah, we could talk about it because looks like everyone and their mother is kind of building it now. So utility belt got changed and it's really good. I'm seeing a lot of people build it, second, third item sometimes. If you're this assassin or this bruiser or even like, some marksman can use it. I think I've seen it on like Blue Beetle the most, just because he has so many ways to get that enhanced
Okay.
attack thing. Yeah. So what is everyone's kind of impression on utility belt? Because I've heard people call it like, bordering on overpowered. Some people have called it straight up overpowered.
It's not overpowered.
I think it's good. I think assassins needed that. Although so
Mhm.
many people, go crazy when they say Atomic Wonder Woman is like broken. I don't think she's broken at all. I think Atomic Wonder Woman, mostly out of any other assassin, needed that item.
Right.
I think it's a good addition to
Mm-hmm.
the game.
I think it's more beneficial to bruisers. I mean, it almost makes Aquaman sort of good.
I have
Yeah.
been digging.
It's
But
pretty
then
good.
you realize it's Aquaman. And he's not good.
Hey man, I've been digging Aquaman for a little bit. I actually think he's like okay. He's definitely not like super top tier, but he's fun to whip out. Kaithas, what do you think about utility belt?
I think it's good. I haven't used it too much, mostly because I've been playing more power damage focused junglers. But it was funny. The first game I saw it, I was playing with IC employees, and I thought Axlive was trolling me because he bought it first item on Batman, and he was like, "It's thematic."
It's thematic.
So then I bought it first item on GLP.
Ooh,
Oh, the god.
the god.
Still worked.
Still work.
We won.
Of course, GLP is
dude,
awesome.
No, because it's OP because you get that basic empowered basic attack with that proc, and you just like hit them, and they're like, "Where did I take all this damage from?" You're like, "It's power damage and attack damage. How do you itemize against this, bro?" And he's like,
Razo
"You're right."
rules.
Hey man,
The best item.
hey man,
You know
Or
what
just
the best item
normal.
is?
what's the best item?
QSS.
Speed Force battery?
The new QSS.
Oh,
is
the
best
Mobius core.
item.
Oh yeah,
my
so
God,
all right,
dude.
let's talk about Mobius core and Speed Force because they got changed to, or Purge got moved to Mobius core, and what's it called? Speed Force got cheaper at tier 1. So let's talk about Mobius core. I've never built this item. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I haven't built this item because again, it's like supposed to be situational, but I've never been in the situation where I'm like, I really need this Mobius core right now.
think
I personally
just need
haven't
to build
built
it.
either.
I just need to build it.
you just need to build it. You become a god for like 2 seconds.
Oh, I
You
do.
can't die. Yeah, you
All
can't.
right.
They can't
Who-
CC you or anything.
Who have you been building it on?
A little bit on Katana, a little bit on Wonder Woman. 'Cause they can, if you, for example, you can just proc it early.
Uh-huh.
You go in and they can't CC you. You just ult wherever you want on whoever you want. They can't do anything.
I think it's a
That
pretty
makes-
good item.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Late
sense.
game during the team fights. So
Uh-huh.
It's ridiculous.
I never
On
thought of
Katana,
it.
on Katana, you like literally just face roll into their team, press a button, and they can't CC you.
yeah,
And when it's done, when they can start CCing, you just press your R. It's like, oh, you can't kill me. That item is ridiculous.
All right, I'm gonna have to test out Mobius core a lot.
I think
'Cause
if there's one item that's gonna get nerfed, it's that item
it's the Mobius core.
for sure.
What's
Yeah.
the cooldown on it?
Too much. It's like a minute, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's basically the same cooldown as almost every item in the game, like around a minute or less.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't even
Except
see
for
that mod.
fatalities.
Do
15
you
seconds.
wait? Do you run a modded GS?
No, I didn't mod it.
Okay.
I don't even know what the mod does actually.
It makes it so you're completely immune instead of just resistance. Or resilience, sorry.
right.
How much resilience does it give you? Because when I
Isn't it
was
like
using
50%.
when I was using it, it felt like I couldn't get CC'd. Maybe it's a bug or something. Who knows? Probably is. Or maybe I'm crazy.
I want to say it's 50%. Like you get. I remember reading it was like you get one of the actives. So either the modded or the unmodded, you get move speed and resilience. Again, I'm not too sure because I've never built this item.
I think you get move speed with the mod.
Yeah, it's either
Yeah,
one
you-
of those.
You get
'Cause
moves
I
with
remember like
both.
running into a Harley, and she ulted me, and I had proc the item before, and I didn't get CC'd.
Okay. Yeah, no,
No,
that,
I'm just gonna look it up.
all right, go look it up.
It's not on Dawn base.
Oh, it's
I'm looking
not.
for it. No. Sacrilege. If you're listening, get on that.
Plus.
What is this, dude? Come on, it's lacking.
No. He's
Oh,
not
man.
lost. He's not listening.
So yeah, like I don't know. Are you guys like kind of happy with the itemization now? Now that like a lot of items have been changed.
Not really.
No. What
I
makes
mean,
you-
I think there's more options needed, particularly in the power damage area and the tank area, and also lifesteal needs to be buffed.
Right. Okay. I'll agree with the lifesteal. I feel like we do need some more power armor options in the game. We kind of just got one with Mobius core, and the other power armor options besides like Mirror Masters, because I still feel like Mirror Masters is like the best power armor item.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm surprised. Well, I guess I'm not really surprised because Mirror Masters is still so ridiculous, but fucking Entropy Hagus with its
Mhm.
stupid mod for a 30-second shield.
Yeah,
Is
I
gonna be
liked that
stupid again.
mod a
That
lot.
mod's so dumb. It makes for
I-
such uninteresting games.
I like that mod a lot, man.
Because it's OP.
Yeah, I like. I'm really bad, so I walk into to skill shot spells a lot, so I need that 30-second shield. But right now it still feels like you pretty much still go double reflect and like a Ruby of Life as a tank, and you're kind of unkillable.
Yeah, and then pick up your entropy Aegis, and you're yeah.
Like I just feel like it, like the reflect is just still really strong.
That's
What?
Yeah, it's not even just that. It's the fact that like you're putting a lot of attack armor and power armor and health all on one item.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was looking the other day and I was like, is there really another item that's like as good as Suit of Sorrows for like 50 attack armor? And there's just not. Like I think it actually has the highest.
There's
attack
entropy Aegis, or not Metal's Heart.
Oh, sorry, it's Beast.
Right. It is, but it's also pretty expensive.
Yeah. But it's got cooldown reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
ZDR is nice, but I don't know. Straight health, straight armor, and the reflect.
It's just such a weird item though, because you don't buy it for the reflect. You buy it just because it's one of the best attack armor items there are.
Mm-hmm. So how would we go ahead and change the reflects? Do we just lower the reflect percentage?
Katy Perry also mentioned Booster Gold, which is awesome. I built that on Superman modded. With
But it's true,
shield
Booster
mod.
Gold is a lot better now.
Booster Gold is really good, yeah. It does. It's health, attack, armor, and CDR, right? And
Yeah.
then the
And
dive
then
passive.
Yeah, and then you can get the mod for a bigger shield.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I still think like Suit of Sorrows is just ridiculous.
Right.
So.
It's only ridiculous because lifesteal is terrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think if lifesteal was a little better, it would be balanced, maybe.
Mhm.
I don't think Sword of Sorrows is that crazy. I think it's good,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you know, I think lifesteal just needs to get just a little bit stronger. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just,
Mm-hmm. So
even
right,
if it's not lifesteal itself that gets buffed, like for
Mhm.
example, if Katana gets a little bit more attack damage, I think that would be enough to make up for the cost and whatnot.
right.
It's kind of weird. I feel like the item is a way for enforcers and bruisers to do more damage late game,
Right.
and I don't really like that because it's a passive effect. Like you don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, oh hey, I did 25% of the damage you did back to you before resists.
Yeah.
It would be nice if it was inactive, sort of like how they
Yeah,
Put it
Like
on,
with Steel's
Fragment of
breastplate.
Mogo.
Oh.
Or
I was thinking,
Steel's breastplate
I was
too.
thinking Steel's
Whatever.
breastplate, where you like, press.
And they're
the
both
button.
actives.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Where you just press the button, the damage gets like reduced or whatever, or
I would like that better because then at least you're doing something. But-
yeah, yeah.
And there's also windows that you can take advantage of.
Mm-hmm. So, would we like to see that for both Mirror Masters and Suit of Sorrows? Just like, maybe beef up the reflect percentage a little bit, but move it to an active?
I think the reflect percentage is fine.
Okay.
And just move it to inactive. At least Mirror Masters.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mirror Masters is a bigger problem,
Mm-hmm.
just because you're not gonna build power lifesteal or anything like that.
I don't
It's
even...
still 30%.
I honestly could not tell you what gives you power life still in this game.
Only
Diamond?
Only
Yep.
diamond, basically.
No. You
Well,
can mod Mr. Terrific's T-Mask
Right.
to get like
Yeah.
5%.
I forgot that item exists.
You also
So
get
did
it
I.
from Marauder Ring.
I was the only one who used
right,
it for a really long time.
Marauder Ring has it too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
No, I'm not a big fan of Marauder Ring. No, it's just kind of seems out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What don't you like about the ring? It's just...
It gives 30 damage, and
You don't really
Just-
need it in Coast City.
Right.
Yep.
yeah, and you don't need it in Coast City. that's
Yeah,
for sure.
the jungle is just too weak. Doesn't really help with anything.
Right. So, with the jungle being weak, I've seen a lot of people just kind of skip jungle items altogether.
Yeah.
So like, I'll see like a Nightmare Batman or a Gas Cat just start tier 2 Coda and Vials and just like tear through the jungle. and it works. It really does. You know, I'm still kind of testing, you know, what I like to do, but I can't get myself off of the jungle items. What about you guys?
I usually build like tier 1 and then just start my first item and then take pots.
Tier 2 shield.
Yeah.
The creeps hit you for like 4 damage or 2 damage or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
And
Well,
you get
yeah.
the siphon passive.
Which tier
You don't-
2 mod for shield?
Just buy tier 2 shield.
Oh, really? Okay.
It- Yeah.
Some champions you don't even need to like buy vials, even if you really don't want to. The jungle just does so little damage, especially if you like focus down the big creep first.
I think the crazy thing is that it's not just jungle items that you don't need, but you don't even need jungle summoners. I mean, or jungle stolen powers.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
That's the crazy thing.
so like I've seen
opinion.
people run crazy things, right? So like they'll call jungle, they'll lock in Batman with invulnerability cams or invulnerability super strength or something, and I'm like still on locked on detonate, and I'm like, how are we gonna secure objectives? Like, we need the
Yeah.
detonate.
So I really think like top jungle should run cams and bot jungle should run detonate.
Hmm.
I think both should
That's
run
me.
detonate.
I mean, it's definitely good to both run detonate because there are definitely some situations where you might not have detonate for an objective. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
the thing is, right now, like you only really need it for Doomsday just because Raider just dies instantly.
Right.
Doomsday also dies instantly though. It's way too easy to take, I think.
Doomsday
Yeah.
device or Raider?
But it's nice for
Both
killing
Doomsday
them.
and Raider.
Okay.
Yeah, Doomsday does take not that long either. But
Hmm.
Detonate's nice for like clearing a path to Doomsday device
Yeah, you can
Yep.
just like
if you
get,
see the team.
you can just get consume and you can do it more often.
yeah, you
That's
can
what I
do consume or you
I've
can
been
do
digging,
super strength.
I've been digging super strength a little bit for jungle, just because the level 1 fights can be
Right.
dumb
And I also-
at times.
I also think it makes it a whole lot easier to contest Doomsday. Like you don't have to go in the choke point. You can just open up a new path and then throw the car on all
Right,
of them.
right.
Yeah.
So
I kind of like that, like
Mhm.
how like where Doomsday is located, because there's so many possible
right.
scenarios that you can have a fight in.
Mhm.
I just don't like the
Right.
fact that it dies so fast.
Yeah.
So
It's
should
not scary.
Like you can be like outside your base and then just see them start doing it, and by the time you get there, it'll be dead.
mhm.
There's literally nothing you can do about it.
So should the Doomsday just be buffed, just
Yeah,
base
it should.
stats wise? So
I think so. It's completely game changing if you get it.
Mhm. Like, what about the device itself? So like the big AOE explosion. Like, are we okay with like how much damage it does? Because I personally like how much damage it does. It feels like this
It's good.
really game ending, like, or game changing kind of active, and the damage it does kind of supports that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
seems good. It's more of just taking towers kind of thing.
Right.
And you get Doomsday, and then you go top, you take the turret, you get out basically.
Right.
You get like a quick 500 gold per player,
Mhm.
and you just get out.
Mhm.
That's how I see Doomsday. Like, I don't think you should use it to fight at all unless you really have to, because a lot could go wrong. If you
Mhm.
get in combat, you can't use it,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
and you don't want to get into that really bad
Right.
situation where you can just die and lose the Doomsday.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I actually like that. You can ambush the person with the Doomsday and then take it back from them if you're paying
Mhm.
attention.
So, for the Doomsday device, the person using it, they added if you take damage when you're holding the Doomsday device, you can't use it for 3 seconds. Is that... I that messed me up, because I'm like, I was so used to old Coast City, and like, I can just use it whenever, like as a kind of panic button, even if I am getting ambushed. Do you guys think it adds like a counterplay and like a kind of strategical element to like using the Doomsday device?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think it's good the way it is right now, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was abused that much before, but you could literally just hog a Doomsday device group somewhere and basically look for a fight where you can just, get something together and just use it on their whole team.
Mm-hmm.
And just basically push so much more than, than you could do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just kind of like you used to take towers and make more money. Just kind of like to snowball. You used to snowball off objectives, but you snowball less than before, which I think it's fine.
Right. I like it because you can't sit there and poke with it. Like,
Right.
you can push up the wave, but then you have to go after that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanna talk about an old mechanic the Doomsday device had, where you use it on someone's relay or like the other team's relay. It neutralizes the relay that you can take, and you can take the relay back. Right. I kind of miss that. I kind of miss that interaction a little bit, just because it right now, like you said, GS, it kind of makes a Doomsday device. I use this to push and like get towers, instead of like maybe I can use it to get this relay, and then I can get super drones in top lane or something, or bottom lane, and I just have them push for me.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm pretty neutral about that change because, like, in a way, it just kind of forces you to push a tower instead of getting, a relay, which is, a lot easier to get because it's closer to the Doomsday device
Mm-hmm.
and to a tower, and also, I want to say, I mean, I don't want to say that it snowballs more, but so it depends. It's kind of situational of what which objective snowballs more.
Right.
But
I think it,
I'm kind of neutral. It depends. I think it depends more on like the time. For example, if it happens like 15 minutes in, getting the relay, it will snowball more for sure.
Right.
If it happens at 25 minutes, then I don't think it matters at that point anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Both pretty important.
I think it encourages you to end the game by giving you
Yeah.
only one option. So
That too.
Okay. So basically, we just want the Doomsday device Guardian to be a little bit harder, so people can't just like immediately get it.
and Raider, yeah.
Raider as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, Raider got a change where the credits are only applied to the people around when it dies.
You can
I
funnel
don't
so
like-
much money onto someone. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't like the current state of Raider. Like, it doesn't do a whole lot for your team.
Uh-huh.
Because usually you only have like
It doesn't make
Maybe
any
200
sense that one
people.
person can just get 700 credits at like 20 minutes into the game just for
Right.
killing that.
and they can solo it.
I think
Yeah, it just needs to be harder to kill, in my
Uh-huh.
opinion.
I
So that you have to kind of like if you want to funnel the all that money onto one person early in the game, for example, like the first or second raider.
Mhm.
If it's uncontested, then it's realistic that there 3 people are doing the raider because it's strong, right?
Mhm.
If people are doing the raider, then 2 of them just leave and just funnel the money into that one person that stays.
Mhm.
But if there's like an actual team fight going on, then I don't see that happening at all. Like funneling the money onto one person because it's gonna be crazy, a lot of stuff going on.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like even in a team fight, you could like just accidentally kill Raider from just AoEs.
Yeah, that has to change. It's just
I think there's been like
Yeah.
this long-standing bug with like a lot of objectives where like if a team starts doing it and backs off and the other team like finds it like a few minutes later, it'll still be at like the health that it was at. Like
That's
when
not
the
a bug.
first- That's
Yeah,
not a
that's
bug?
not a bug.
That's not a bug.
No.
that also has to change. I
It's
forgot
intended.
about that.
That's
I
intended.
didn't like-
It doesn't
I
do
don't
it
like
for
it.
Raider.
They should reject
No,
anymore.
it does it for Raider. It does it for Raider.
I didn't like
I've
that
seen
on
it.
Divided either. It was
Yeah.
annoying.
I don't like that because if you like mess up a raider fight, it's like pretty low. You lose like the team fight by a sliver,
Right.
and the other team can just go in and just finish the raider off, and it's like,
Right.
oh,
I thought it was a bug, honestly, because to me it made no sense. Because if something resets, it should reset, fully, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't know. That might be a bug on Raider then, because I've seen it reset to full HP.
I've seen it reset to full HP. I've seen it not reset to full HP. But it exists, so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Facts. Get on that.
yeah.
That's just a team right now.
But like I'm like 90% sure it should be, just reset all the time. Like, at least that's what the intent should be for me. I don't know.
Like it should have like 5 soft resets, and if you leave,
Right.
you should get a hard reset and go to get full HP basically.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that it should, just stay at the same health that is, that you leave it. That doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't happen.
Right. So are we all like agreeing that basically everything in the Coast City jungle is just really weak?
Yeah, everything.
Yep.
No exceptions.
No exceptions.
It's funny, you can actually like clear so fast on Gas Cat that you can have way more credits than anyone else in the game just
Yep.
cycling through between those 3 camps.
Yep.
Even if someone else has like 4 kills.
Yeah, between those 3 camps and like how quickly some junglers can do it, and then like if you're a greedy solo queue player like me and you just solo take the destroyer, aka the bank as Katy Perry calls it, I feel like that gets you so much money that you don't really even need to gank. You can just power farm those like 3-4 camps, and then
Yeah, definitely
you
top
still
side.
come out like really
The top lane duo camp is so like out there. You don't even need to farm it. Like you can just keep going back between the 2 camps,
good.
the quad and the trip.
Yeah.
Like that's just so away from the action. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that too.
Like I go there level 1 or level 2, and then I never go back there again.
I forget it exists sometimes.
Yeah.
to be
Depends
completely
on
honest.
how fast you farm. So like on Gas Cat, you can literally walk to your first camp and then go up and around and just rotate like that.
Mhm.
And by the time you get back to the first camp, it'll be spawning.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can rotate between all 3. I mean, that, to my experience.
Yep.
Like,
You get
there
to
hasn't been a
6 like
time-
so fast.
Mhm. So for the power farming like kind of junglers, like should that kind of be nerfed? Should the jungle spawn timers go up a little bit just to incentivize ganking a little bit more?
There
Maybe
need to be a lot of changes.
maybe lower the credits that the jungle gives by a little bit, just so you can't walk between all 3 camps and destroyer whenever destroyer spawns and just like come out of the jungle like a literal god.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that could be changed.
Actually,
Yeah,
like,
there
have
are.
something here. After you guys finish, I can like say what I
Uh,
have here.
I would
You
like
guys
to
are gonna
hear-
say anything?
No.
It's a little weird that the solo lanes who like have to farm in last hit, come out with less credits than the jungler.
Yeah. It's, that shouldn't be like that at all, I think. I mean, if you do power farm like 24/7, then it kind of makes sense. It
Right.
just doesn't make sense how brain dead it is to do it.
Mhm.
Like, there's no risk to it. Then ganking is so risky because it's so hard to gank.
Right.
Especially top lane, it's just you're not gonna gank it, just farm. That's the best thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's really no way to gank that lane unless like the lane opponent is retarded.
Yeah, there's only 2 entrances there.
Yeah, top lane is like, I don't know. I just think it's just so small. So like, most escapes will cover at least half of the lane. So if you think of like Joker, Gasbat, Blue Beetle, Sinestro, like people you kind of stick up there, like there's no real danger. If you have an escape in top, and even if you don't have an escape, like most of the time you should be able to walk out.
As long as you have 2 cameras, you'll
Right.
never be ganked.
Mm-hmm. So GS,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, and I was gonna say, and that's the thing. Like, you don't even have to put the cameras close to like cover both entrances. You can put them really far away and see people coming. So you can put one at the entrance to the Doomsday device, and you can put one on their side of the like top point, and then you're covered.
Mm-hmm. So GS, what were you gonna say earlier that you wanted to talk
Like
about?
I see like 3 really big problems with Coast City,
Uh huh.
and they haven't been fixed yet. And the three problems are the passive credit gains and XP gains. You know, that's
Mhm.
together in one.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then the other problem is the distance in between the top lane turrets.
Mhm.
The third one is basically the whole jungle.
All right. So let's kind of tackle these one by one really quick. So the first one that you were talking about is the ambient XP and the ambient credits.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, having so much of
Mhm.
those makes laning phase and early game really become really stale and
Mhm.
not relevant at all. Because even if you get outplayed, or you're not as good as, for example, in a dual lane bottom, you're not as good as your opponent, right? You
Right.
can just play super passive. You can miss half of the last hits and whatnot, and by the time the laning phase is over, worst case scenario, you're gonna be like maybe 200 credits behind.
Mhm.
I think that shouldn't be like that at all. And you're probably gonna be the same level because you're gonna get XP for all the creeps, and
Right.
besides that, you get so much free XP that it doesn't matter.
2 experience
Yeah,
per
okay.
second.
Yeah, like it's just that shouldn't be like that. That just encourages, in my opinion, just encourages passive play and just a boring laning phase. I think having a like an interactive, dynamic laning phase is really important for a MOBA to succeed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you know why they moved the turrets way back?
Up? I don't remember.
I couldn't tell you
Wait,
off
what?
the top of my head.
I,
They
I
moved the
remember
turrets
they
where?
moved them. They moved them like twice on the top side.
Yeah, I was like looking at a map, and like way back they were at the corners rather than scrunched in, so you would at least have one more. Well, yeah, you might have one more gank.
You mean
path.
the second tier turrets? Oh wow. I don't even
They used to
remember.
be super far away.
Oh yeah, that's because they added a second tier of turrets on top lane.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it I don't know. I do agree that like the ambient credits and the ambient XP probably not necessary, just because Coast City it's a pretty fast map, honestly. Like, when you hit late game at like 20 minutes, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I don't like.
Uh-huh.
Like, you almost have no time for a mid game. Like, it just happens. It comes up really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mid game especially. It's like, just
Yeah.
It seems like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, like I couldn't.
It feels like you go from 2 items completed to 4 in no time at all. Like
Right.
that.
I honestly couldn't tell you when late game or mid game is on Coast City, just because it's like it's still super fast. So like it's so blurry, right? Like the line between mid game and late game.
I really think part of the problem is that the jungle is just so huge and gives so much money.
Mm-hmm. I think I think that's one of the biggest like attractions of Coast City. Like, look at this huge jungle that we have. Like, we have room for 2 junglers, so they're
I don't think
theoretically
it's ever
should
been
be.
an attraction on any map.
Hey man,
It's like, wow, look at all this open, empty space.
it was like it's not like empty.
I like
mean,
it. I don't
It's
know.
not as empty as Gotham Divided.
Yeah. Like let's not like. I don't like. Yes, I'll agree with you that the jungle is like gigantic, but like, it's not Gotham Divided empty.
Yeah. I mean, it does make it kind of hard to roam
Mhm.
between lanes. But other than that, I guess it's okay. I would like more like gank paths
Mm-hmm.
and paths like into the enemy jungle.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that is part of the nature of top lane, is since the towers are so close together, there's like no opportunity to roam really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think fixing top lane turrets would also, I mean, along with the jungle change, of course, will
Mhm.
help a lot out, in terms of the early game and, opportunities to make plays and make mistakes in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where you'd move the top lane turrets to though.
Yeah, they will have
Like-
to move the tier 2s as well.
They're really, really hard. So, I don't expect, like, if there is going to be a turret change, for it to appear for, honestly, a good while. Just because it's a lot of, I would assume, like, kind of work because you have to like redesign the map, and the art team has to like redo all the stuff, and then you have to make sure it's okay for like ballots and stuff, and then just probably a bunch of work that if they were gonna do it, they would have to spend a huge amount of time on.
Well, I don't know. I remember Anuvan saying like when they first announced they were moving to Coast City, like I remember him saying specifically they were gonna move the top lane turrets back, and then they just never did it.
They might still do it in the future. I'm not too
Crisis
sure.
Labs, here we go.
Yeah, man. Crisis Labs.
I hope they do, because it would make the top lane a lot more interesting, I think.
Yeah, so I agree. So back to GS's second point. The second point was I'm blanking.
It's still like the top lane.
Right.
Thing.
Okay. And then so we just kind of talked about that. And then
Wait,
the
so
third,
what was your first point? Oh,
ambient
right,
XP and credits, which I feel like they should go. Or at least
I feel like the credits are
are
fine.
the credits okay? It's only
I think
2 a
it's-
second, right?
It's 3 a second. It's
Yep.
tolerable.
Seems like a lot though.
Yeah.
What
It
about
should come down.
to
I think
what 2 or what?
another thing
think
about
two.
credits. So if you get the first capture point,
Mm-hmm.
you get like I think 5 extra credits per
Right.
creep. So that's like up to 20 to 25 per wave
Right.
if it has a siege minion. That's kind of a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
They should bring them down a little bit to like
Bring it to
maybe +3.
Yeah, I was thinking 3.
Don't you get +10 if you have 2?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have to. That's why if you manage to get both early, it snowballs so hard.
Right.
But you know, after that,
I
it doesn't
feel
matter.
like if you're able to get both capture points early, though, then you're already snowballing. Because you should have won top lane, and your top laner can like roam down to help you contest like their relay. Like your junglers should be doing okay, and they can like go fight, and your bottom lane can be doing like decent. Like
Yeah, so there's no
It
reason
has
you
to
really
be- it
need
has to
help
be a
snowballing.
second- It has to be a second, like the second round of relay spawning for it to be, you know, in the most
Right.
possible scenario.
Right. You know, just yeah. So practically, like if you get the second on the second spawn, like both relays, then you should snowball really hard. Now is so here's the question I want to pose. So like if you're already snowballing and you get their second, you know, relay as it spawns, and the game currently rewards you for that. Is that okay?
Wait, what do you
think
mean?
Because
I think it
like
should
you're
definitely
already
reward you.
winning, right? If you're able to get their second relay on spawn, you have a pretty sizable lead, I would assume.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think-
You mean like reward further?
Yes.
Like by giving the
So right
10
now
credits?
it rewards 10 credits per drone kill. So like
Yeah.
So you know you could see that as okay, this is to help snowball the game and have the winning team close it out faster.
I don't know. I feel like you should have to have 3 relays before you really start snowballing that much, because it's not hard to get 2 relays, especially in competitive. Like you just have your whole
Yeah.
team.
This
Like, you
happens at
get a
10 minutes
kill.
though.
Yeah, you make a timing attack right before the relay spawns. You like kill somebody, and then you all go to their relay, and then what are they gonna do? Like they can't really contest it that well.
Right.
No,
Okay.
I feel like they can move the credit bonus, like make it a raider buff. Like, just
Yeah, that would be
once you-
nice too. I wish Raider did something else other than just gold.
So, all right. So the raider gives credits to everyone around it, and then it also gives. Would the buff go to everyone who's alive? Like, hey, you make more credits for like 2 minutes or something.
I'd just give it like a team-wide buff for like 3 minutes or something. Like just more
remove
for
the
everyone.
credits in general.
No, it'd still give like credits in around to the people
Mhm.
around it, but then like give it a team buff
Okay.
of the credits for like extra credits per minion kill for like
Right.
3 minutes or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate
Because right
I hate
now
the
you
dragon mechanic. Let's not do that.
Let's not do the dragon mechanic.
Oh, you don't
You
want
don't like-
the dragon from League?
I hate that mechanic.
I was
I
going
think-
to suggest that right
I think
now.
I think Raider just needs to be stronger. I think I honestly think that funneling gold into, one person if you do it correctly isn't necessarily bad. Just Raider needs to be stronger. It needs to be more challenging to kill.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Because I was actually gonna suggest maybe like just take a page from Riot and just be like, hey, Raiders are very we want to make Raider more interesting. They're stackable buffs that you get for every Raider kill, and then hopefully that increases people's desire to fight around a Raider and actually brings people down to Raider fights.
That's like the thing though, is like if you watch like League right now, it actually does the opposite because people don't care about the buffs until the 5th buff.
I think people care about the first buff.
No, it really doesn't make a difference that much. Like you see games all the time where someone has like 4 dragons up on the other person, they just come back because it doesn't matter.
I mean, TSM,
I would much rather take a tower than take a dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, but like even now, Raider's not prioritized at all.
Right.
Like you take it maybe like once or twice after it spawns, and then you just like, oh, Raider's up. I guess I'll grab it.
It's like a bigger bank, essentially, to put it in Katy Perry terms. Like if you stumble upon it like late game, you're like, might as well. Like no one's gonna like really contest me for it. So.
And that's what.
Go ahead.
That's what Dragon used to be, like back in League. After a certain point, it just becomes like if it's up, I just do it and get free money. No problem.
Right. So,
I think Raider is fine. Like the terms of how rewarding it is, I just don't think it should be that easy to kill.
Right. Okay.
I'd kind of like to see a new interesting mechanic that's not done in any other game. Personally.
What could that be though?
Doomsday.
Like Doomsday Device? How about a mini Doomsday Device? It's like
there's just like 3 Doomsday Devices.
Yeah.
They could just do an EMP maybe. I don't know.
I was actually thinking like maybe EMP or something that you could drop. Because a lot of people were kind of like the deployable system from Divided. I didn't like it that much, honestly.
What if you like deployed a car or something, and then it became like so you could put it down as a barrier if you wanted to. That would be really
transformer.
A deployable
so
Mechasuits wall.
It wouldn't really make any sense thematically, but I just want to drop cars from the sky on people.
That would be really funny.
And you block the one exit they have with a car.
Right?
Or they're just pushing top, and then you could just block the lane from being pushed.
Yeah, there you go.
See, that would be really fun. Like, I like this idea.
Or you could just block the entrance to Doomsday Device.
What if they just detonate it? And then
they can do that.
And then they will be viable. There you go.
Oh!
Problem fixed.
Oh, man. I think in that case, Consume would be viable.
That'd be funny. Like, you drop the car on them, and then they use super strength, pick it back up, and throw it back at you. So it's like you're actually doing superhero fights. Like, I really like that.
That would be pretty funny, but I think that would be pretty hard to code, too.
So last, Erger, I'm really sorry if I butchered that from the chat, brought up an interesting idea. Maybe make the Raider go into lane, like from Heroes of the Storm. So like, I don't know if you guys have played Heroes of the Storm. So like, there's that one map. I don't know what the name is.
It's like every map.
Yeah, but like yeah, you like summon a thing and it like goes in a lane and like kills stuff. So like maybe not the Raider per se, but like maybe it'll buff your drones for I don't know, like 3 or 4 waves.
Like you remember the old Speed 2?
Yes.
Drop like an old Speed 2, but it only affects minions. I mean, I can see that somewhat working.
Okay.
You know, the whole aura thing.
Yeah.
You drop it. Well, the thing is that it's like so hard to siege because kill minions so fast. I mean, that's something that they didn't fix in Gotham Divided, which I honestly thought that they really had to do was just add more minions per wave.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think they'll do it now either. So even though that sounds like a good idea, it probably isn't, just because it's not gonna do anything.
Okay.
unless you like somehow get some like form of split push, which is
Mm-hmm.
really hard to do in Coast City.
Right.
Unless like the other team like literally just allows you to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So.
Yeah, the only time you can do it is if they're taking Doomsday and you're like pushing bot.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do we have anything else to talk about Coast City wise? Like, do we have any other?
We never talked about.
Right. Let's talk about Speed Force. So Speed Force is 1250, right? Tier 1.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's cheap. It's Speed Force.
Speed Force is love. Speed Force is life.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of plays people make with Speed Force. Like
Speed
honestly.
Force Robin.
Oh,
Katy Perry
man.
knows.
Oh man, that doesn't. Okay, I'm not gonna comment on that. Katy Perry is also championing Oa Gambit Sinestro. So
Oh, Gambit's cool.
Oa Gambit
I
is
like
cool.
Oa Gambit.
Oa Gambit is.
I feel
cool.
like its aura should be buffed.
But to get to the aura, you have to get through the investment, and I'm not a fan of
that's
the investment
That's not
on
something I
Sinestro.
really like on that item.
So
Like, it's
yeah.
a great tank item for like at GL or someone,
Yeah.
but the fact that you have investment on it is kind of dumb.
Yep. So yeah, Speed Force 1250 cheaper, good. Lots of playmaking potential with that item. Like, I know GS, you've made some really dirty plays with like Speed Force Harley and stuff like that. Speed Force or Speed Force Starro.
Yeah.
So
Speed Force is awesome.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what other people can do with this item now that it's gotten a cost reduction, because I've been seeing it a lot more in my games. A lot of people are really embracing it.
I'll probably buy it a lot more.
Speed Force Supergirl is also really strong.
Oh, that's right. I want to talk about Supergirl because a lot of people are saying Supergirl is broken. Supergirl is the most overpowered champion in the game currently. When is Turbine going to nerf Supergirl? Yada yada yada.
Who has been saying this?
I think that's bad. Like that people, always kind of jump the gun on melee
Right.
characters like that because they don't know how to play against it.
Okay, so continue. I'm gonna turn my light on really quick because like it's really dark. So just continue and I'll come back in.
I don't think I've ever seen a Supergirl, and I'm like, wow, she is overpowered. Or like I walk out of the way of her W, and then she does
She's
nothing.
like really strong early game.
I think she scales pretty well too. It's just I just don't like Supergirl because she feels clunky to me.
Yeah, her W is kind of clunky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
It
don't really
has
like
a weird ending animation, I think.
The ult.
No, the W.
Oh yeah, okay. So I actually haven't touched Supergirl at all. I've been too busy with Katana and pretty much Katana. So I have no first-hand experience of like Supergirl like right now, but I thought she was like pretty good on release. Like she's always to me been like, I like screw this one person in particular, so you just dive in on their marksman or whatever, you just get whoever you can, and then you just CC them long enough for hopefully like your team to come in. So I don't know, I'll try Supergirl out a little bit more, or after servers come up and stuff. But
The servers are actually up.
are they up right now?
Yeah.
They said the maintenance would be till like midnight Eastern. So what do you guys think kind of brought on the Supergirl hype train, as it were? Because she's kind of been the same for a long
They
time.
buffed her.
Yeah, they buffed her. They changed, I think, her E or something.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, the E
And
does.
I
give a
think they
shit
increased her ult damage as well.
Yeah, they increased her damage by a ton, actually.
Mm-hmm. So it's just, does she do like bonkers damage?
No, she's fine.
Okay.
I don't like how people like jumping the gun on, like especially it always happens to be melee characters like boosters or assassins
Mm-hmm.
because they're strong at certain points, at certain things that happen a lot in solo
Right.
queue games,
Right.
and people are like, oh, I'm like playing mecha and I can't kill this Supergirl 1v1 on level 10. It's so broken. What is this? Like, yeah, no shit, bro. Like, that's what she does. She kills you at level 10, 1-on-1. You know, at level 18, that might not be the story anymore, especially if, you know, you're grouped as 5.
Right.
Which is what Supergirl is not very good at doing.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if you don't know how to play against something, then you shouldn't, you know, go crazy, jump the gun, and say that something needs to get nerfed, because that's not what needs to happen at all.
Right. Okay. I think the only champions I call for nerfs on were September patch A-dubs, because that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I just have an irrational hatred of Gascat. So
Why?
Because
she's not even broken.
Because I hate her, man.
She
really
hasn't been
good.
broken
Like,
since last year.
I just hate her.
She's
man.
really good at levels 6 and 10, like in between that area, and then like late game, she's not that great anymore. But
so I just have an irrational hatred ever since closed beta. Ever since my first fight against a Gascat, I was like, nope.
She could jump 3 times.
I do not like this champion. I do not want this champion in the game. Please remove her and rework her into something that does not murder me instantly.
yeah, she's even better than she used to be since her ult's free now.
Yeah, I don't like that. But moving on past my irrational hatred, at least I'm like, you know, I'm willing to admit that it's an irrational hatred. Like, you know, some people just call for nerfs just because they lost one game. You know, I'll just be like, I know she's like okay, even bordering pretty good, but you know, I don't know where I was going with this. I totally
There's gonna
lost
be
my train of
Sinestro
thought.
nerfs. Calling it now.
All right. Speaking of Sinestro, let's go to the patch notes really quick, because that's where the Sinestro buffs happened. Haha.
Oh, one other thing about Coast City.
Go
I
for
mentioned this on a Reddit post I made the other
Mhm.
day. But also I feel like the walls are just so thick everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that. I
It's
agree with
really
that.
annoying.
All right. Hold on. Let me bring up the patch notes really quick.
I think that's intentional on bot side, so people can't jump that wall and do Raider even easier than they do now.
You think they should redesign like how the bot lane, you know, like the whole walls on like the bottom side of bot lane where it is? I think they should just make it better.
I think they
Like
should
change
too.
where the Raider is located and change, you know,
Yeah.
where the 2 cars are.
Yeah.
Somehow change that so you have like another way to gank maybe
Mm-hmm.
right there without having to consume a car. I think that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
They did that. I mean, if they're gonna eventually change the top side, they could also, you know, go ahead and change the bottom side too, maybe.
Right.
But I have no idea how they could do that. I'm just like random thought.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's move on. Patch notes really quick. Let me go ahead and link them in the chat, in case anybody wants to follow along. So I'm gonna go ahead and link that in the chat. So basically, the first kind of things don't really matter. You know, we're going on Steam. A lot of people already knew that. It's a big deal, like obviously, but like, you know, in terms of the nitty gritty, like balance and stuff, we don't really care. Crypto coming out, we already discussed crypto. I'm looking forward to him. So also,
I don't like him.
You don't like him,
No.
or who do you want instead of
What?
crypto?
Who do you think I want?
Don't say the meme.
I want
answer,
everyone
man.
other than crypto.
All right, here's
Literally
alright,
everyone.
Okay. I'm just going to be a tease, because I was at the Turbine offices like 2 weeks
NDA.
ago. I'm just teasing. I'm not saying anything specific. There are a lot of cool champions coming. There are a lot of highly requested champions coming. They're all really cool. They're all really unique. They're all really fun.
I think the next 2 that are
Cool.
coming out are really popular.
I think so.
You heard
too.
it here.
I think so,
Spider-Man
too.
confirmed.
Spider-Man confirmed. Damn it. Kaithas saw through my ruse.
Spider-Man
Infinite
and Iron Man.
Crisis is turning into DC versus Marvel MOBA.
I
Hype.
have a feeling it's just gonna be Lex Luthor and Deathstroke next. But I have no basis for
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's that too.
I actually did not ask about the release order, so I have no idea who's next, but I know of people. So Crypto coming. Crypto looks super fun. New command /stuck. So basically, if you're in a bug state, you just use that and it gets rid of the bug.
If you're stuck in Leviathan,
Oh man, if you're stuck in
during the
Leviathan,
season 2 finals.
That was already in the game before this update, by the way. Like, I used that
was
on Monday, or Wednesday,
Oh,
or
it
Sunday,
was?
rather.
I had no idea.
Yeah, because I got that Swamp Thing bug where I couldn't do anything.
Oh, I had no idea it was a thing.
And someone was just like, type /stuck. Like, I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
Okay. Do we want to go through all the general changes? Because like, I think it's just kind of whatever. They're just bug fixes.
I've noticed that they still haven't fixed a star bug. That's really annoying.
Why, a Starro bug?
Yeah.
So, I think they put that in the balance change for Star.
The one where your minions follow Star Sapphire.
Oh, that one?
No,
They
I haven't
fixed
seen that one.
Oh,
That's
dude, I
funny.
love that one. They follow, if I remember right, they follow the Predator Crystal, right?
I remember I was playing it for the very first time in scrims, and Genre was freaking out because my minions were following.
That's hilarious. We should keep that in the
I
game.
was like, what the hell is this? That
It
so
was-
No,
cool.
it's
Okay.
one where actually, if you get multiple champion slaves, they'll just kind of like group into this ball and won't move, and they'll just get stuck on each other. And so then they're absolutely useless. It sucks.
So yeah, I noticed the Star Sapphire bug in a solo queue game because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I didn't know that they would just like champion slaves would get fixed or like stuck together. That's not in here. But there was like some change that went out last patch where like the slaves would die, like if they reached a certain range away from Starro. And I think they're like still testing that. So I'm not gonna go over all the general changes because if you want to go over them, you can just look at them on your own. Coast City, the Doomsday device no longer applies a lingering debuff that causes champions to take 20% more damage from all sources, just deals damage now. So, I didn't even know that was a thing, honestly.
Yeah, it's a debuff. Yeah, it's like a little circling thing around you.
Mm-hmm.
It applies to turrets and champions.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess they didn't know it did damage to, or increase the damage to turrets because it didn't specify. But I didn't
It's
like...
damage to from all sources.
No, it causes champions to take 20% more damage, not like turrets and stuff. I didn't know that the damage debuff or buff applied to turrets and stuff.
I'm pretty sure it still does after this because
Oh, does it?
it doesn't mention. Yeah, I mean that's what it was intended for. I'm pretty
Right. We'll have to get like some clarification on that because like the way it's worded is like kind of misleading, and that's kind of been like something that like the patch notes have always been kind of famous for. They've always been like a little bit because like I believe like some of the ranges and stuff were like really bad.
Yeah.
Like they're not very unified in how they like do it.
Like sometimes they use hundreds, and then sometimes they use
yards.
Yeah.
Do you like? I hate the yards measurement.
Yeah. We don't even use yards in America. Damn it.
Yeah, no. We only use yards when talking about football. You know, I mean, hand egg, that one.
I'm like,
I wish someone like made a, like a range comparison, to like get like a certain scale, I guess, like a feel for the game, because I have no idea how range works in this game. Like I don't know what 500 range is in this game.
Yeah.
we don't have Teemo in this game to compare against, so
500 range is auto attack range for marksman, I believe. Maybe it's
It
525.
feels like marksman, well, excluding Joker because he does. Obviously, I feel like the others have different range. But I don't know.
I could not tell you like the range of
They're all supposed to be the same, other than Joker, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that says anything anywhere except for
You know, if you look in game.
the dev said it somewhere, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. I believe they
It
mentioned
seem
it
that way, but
in the September update,
It's-
where they were
yeah,
like
it's-
normalizing all the ranges.
it's hard. I want to see more numbers on things. So
Right.
like, there was a period of time where I had to go through summoner spells, or sorry, stolen powers, and like check the actual numbers on them, see if they were worth it or not.
So I also want to give out a huge shout out to, I believe his name is Malvodian. He's the guy who kind of updated the whole IC wiki, basically by himself. So
Oh really?
yeah. So if you check out the IC wiki, it should be updated for at least last patch, just because that's when he made his Reddit post for when he like said, "Hey, I updated the wiki." So like huge shout outs to that guy. It's a really
Hey, look.
really great thing that he did.
Lex Luthor is a champion on the main page.
What? Is he coming? I don't know, man.
Wait, on the wiki page or?
Yeah, on the wiki.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Let's.
He has art.
Oh man. Oh man. All right.
So it's confirmed then.
I guess so.
You guys know what's coming after that then.
Unintentionally leaked, man. You know what's coming next?
No, that's just his. That's just his.
Was that the trading
picture
card?
from the trading card? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um.
Speaking
So,
of new champions, Crypto's healing wave.
ooh,
If
Crypto's
I
healing
remember
wave.
correctly, that shit is broken. as-
Right. So Crypto's healing wave will take over all the other healing waves.
Wait, what does
Heal
it do?
over. So when you heal, you get the heal over time for
Oh.
half the healing wave amount.
What the
What?
fuck?
All affected healed targets.
Thought they were gonna change that
That's
when
crazy.
I played it a while back.
I
But
forgot
You
to
told them
mention
to
that.
change.
So Crypto's healing wave going to be really good, guys. Yo, grind your crypto games. Get that healing wave, and then
I'm
just
just gonna
heal
buy it.
for amount.
Yeah, he's
Those
just gonna
top
buy
fires
it.
are
I knew
huge,
you were
man.
gonna say that.
I'm
Yeah.
never gonna play
Or
crypto.
you know, why not? He looks.
Cause-
The hate is real.
The hate is real. Nick Cade's dog's confirmed.
I'm more of a cat person.
I'm more of a cat person too.
Me
but
too.
Until,
But you know what? I don't hate crypto.
yeah, until we
I
get
do.
Dexstar, man.
It's a principle.
Till we get Dexstar. Alright. So we've adjusted the respawn timers on Coast City to be shorter earlier in the match. Previously, Coast City's respawn formula only took into account player level. Now it uses both player level and time into the match to calculate your respawn time. So, you know, the very skeptical person in me is saying, oh, goody, my new players, after I wait 20 minutes in queue for solo queue, after we lose the level 1 fight, can walk into Destroyer and give another kill earlier. Hooray! But that's just me being super cynical.
I think it's pretty much just so if you do die in the level 1 fight, then you can get to lane, like especially bot lane faster, bot lane faster,
Mm-hmm.
because those creeps come super early.
Yeah. They move super fast, too. So, do I have any more thoughts? I'm okay
think
with the
it's
change for
necessary.
right now. Unnecessary?
Yeah. Like, I already don't like the.
The
Really
respawn
low.
timers?
It seems like they're so low for like the first 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
you can kill half a team and not even be able to secure an objective, and then they'll be up
Mhm.
again.
So we've got champion balance, Rise of the Blaster. So basically, Turbine has gone and decided, you know what, we're gonna be buffing some of the blasters in this patch. So we're also changing how power armor works for base stats. So blasters, controllers, marksmen don't have any power armor per level anymore. So they're at the base 30. But assassins, bruisers, enforcers will keep theirs. But Blue Beetle is an exception to the marksman thing because he's a marksman assassin hybrid. Anyway, so let's go on. Looks like all the blasters got their base health increase and their health per level. At least that's what I think health delta means.
So
I mean, besides Green Lantern,
yeah, besides Green Lantern and who else? And Joker.
Well, I think Joker's like okay.
Joker doesn't need any help.
I think Joker's fine, but
He's just gonna be insta banned.
we just pretend Green Lantern doesn't exist. He's just like the
Shut
Go
your
ahead.
mouth.
he's like the little redhead orphan child that we don't
Pretty
we don't
much.
acknowledge.
He's definitely better now. Like I've played him some this patch since they reduced his will costs, but
I have not
still
lost.
still not good.
I have not lost on Green Lantern since the buffs. So
Green Lantern's a god.
out
He
of
must
that
be OP then.
2-game sample size, BT Dubs, that's a lot of data that we can get from that. Never mind that it was a 4v5 both games for the other team, but you know, I just won, so I'm a god. Anyway,
They need a nerf Green Lantern. Too strong. 100%
100%.
win loss.
100% win loss by this guy here. I'm gonna go pro. I'm gonna kill all you guys with my pro Green Lantern. But Stargirl, health increased, health delta increased. I really assume delta means health per level.
Yeah.
And then the base damage of Cosmic Blast was increased by a significant
though.
amount.
It's so
Above.
dumb.
Yeah.
You can
I
just
like that.
two-shot
Right.
squishies.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's
So-
good.
Yeah,
That's
now
what
she
I
has
need to do.
damage.
Right. GS, I know you were saying, like, I think you said it on the show like a few episodes ago, that you just want Turbine to bring a lot of base damages up. So like it feels like people actually kind of do damage in the early game.
I think there's a good step forward. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's still really easy to dodge, but
Right.
land it, it's rewarding.
Okay. So yeah, I've played a little bit of Stargirl, and I'm really liking the change to Cosmic Blast. But it is a little weird when I'm like, oh, I land the Q. Oh my god, I did so much damage.
It does so much damage at level 1 too.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's
it does.
so good in the level 1 fights.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really good in the level 1 fights because you're usually fighting in like a really small area, so you should be able to get like two, 3 people maybe with the Cosmic Blast. So like you just do what 90 damage to 3 people at level
Yep.
1, and then they also take your damage over time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that like the highest level or the highest damage level 1 skill in the game?
You're gonna have to compare
I
that
think so, yeah.
in the wiki, but it is a lot of damage. And then the ratio is also unchanged, but Stargirl,
I don't think it was really necessary to buff her Q though.
really?
I mean, I love it, but I can like two-shot people.
Yeah, I
Let's
think that was
do
one of her
right-
better skills already. So
Mhm. Where would
I think-
where if you were to see a buff, where would you have liked to see it more other than Q?
I would buff her ult, like the range or something. And I don't know. I feel like you should be able to cast other skills when using it
Okay.
because it's basically used like defensively only,
Mhm.
unless you want to run into people.
yeah, or stars projectile speed, or something like that.
I just want the shooting stars to like, I don't know. I feel like when they hit, they don't make as much of a noise as I want them to. It's just like it's a very whimsical noise, right? So
Yeah.
like, you know, ting ting ting. Like I want it to like, you know, be a little bit louder, have a little more impact, you know? But
Yeah.
that's just me.
Like with this change, you can literally two-shot people
Mhm.
after you hit rank 4 with her Q.
Mhm.
Like it, and I like the power. Going back up to the power armor changes, I like how they kept Blue Beetle
Mhm.
with power armor delta,
Right.
because I think it's gonna make him even more viable,
Okay.
having that extra
Mhm.
tankiness.
I think he's probably already viable, but we'll see.
Well, this is gonna make him more viable.
Mm-hmm. So Star Sapphire, next blaster.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is like, oh man. So base health increase, health per level increase, crystal bomb damage increase early levels, and then the power
It
damage
actually
ratio.
wasn't increased.
Oh, wasn't?
No, they just accidentally included that for some reason.
Oh,
I was in like 2 patches ago.
okay. So is the base damage 40, 65, 90?
Yeah,
Okay. But did the ratio change happen?
yeah,
Okay,
that
so
changed.
ratio has been doubled from 0.25 to 5. And then the Predator, while manifested, now has twice the leash range. So I haven't played Star Sapphire,
Sounds pretty crazy.
but
I think those are both pretty big buffs to her.
right. So I think we'll be seeing a little bit more of her. I really like Star Sapphire as this kind of, AoE control kind of blaster. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to seeing like blasters kind of come back. So like Sinestro, I believe, was really, really powerful at Cologne, which was like the last kind of tournament that we can go off of, even though that was a completely different map. But like Sinestro Joker, like I want to say there was another
Big Ban.
blaster. Yeah, pretty much. Big
Arcane
Ban.
Supergirl was also played.
Speaking of Arcane Supergirl, she kind of got nerfed a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of weird to me.
Yeah, so Arcane Supergirl, she was, I think a lot of people kind of knew her and was like, hey, she's pretty good. Like, she could maybe get some buffs, but like, she's okay. Like, I wouldn't be upset if I saw her on her team in like solo queue or something. But health increase, just like every other blaster. Minimum speed of Breath of Rao, which is the Q fireball, increased, and the max speed is increased as well. But the damage has gone down. And I don't know if like she needed a damage reduction, especially since her cooldown on Pyrolyze has also gone down, or up, excuse me. So I don't know. I feel like she.
She really didn't need a nerf.
Right.
I think this was because like I didn't see this at first. I originally just saw it as a nerf, and saw the alt cooldown between cast raised to, and it's like, why are they making already kind of immobile champion more immobile? But look at the range increase on that from 10 to 18.
I just like trying to make her more like Xerath.
Yeah, so I think they're really trying to say like, she's really strong long range.
Right.
But if you get close to her, then
she will die.
You're right. And I think that's what their intention was, and I think that's a good change.
So, they say Rao's Wrath changes are intended to drive home her artillerist nature. So, to me it just seems like they kind of want to steer her into this direction where she is more like a siege mage, where you pick her, you pick her to kind of, fight, like poke people under turrets, just try and push waves, get to those turrets, knock them down as quickly as possible.
Kind of look at it just as like a straight nerf. Like, without having like any long range CC, you kind of already hurt her siege ability, or like artillerist nature, whatever the hell they call it.
The buzz.
Her E was pretty broken though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
5-second
cooldown
with
with
no
cooldown
cooldown
reduction is ridiculous. Yeah.
But it's not like a long range.
Seconds.
Can't you increase the range a little bit with the wall?
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
it
that-
doesn't.
It just
It doesn't
that
increase.
that
the
was
range.
only the Q. It only
It makes
increases
it's
the
the stun duration.
Okay.
Yeah, and also
Q
makes
doesn't
it
increase the
wider
range.
too.
Okay.
It makes it wider.
Yeah, make her E wider if you walled.
No,
Mhm.
But
like
I feel like those changes aren't necessarily bad, but I think her ult needs to do a little bit more damage.
yeah.
Maybe just slightly buff the ratio on it.
I think the base damage. I think the ratio's fine.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know the ratio off the top of my head, but moving on.
Damage it starts. It's like 100,
Mhm.
20, 125, 150, 175.
Is that per?
Yeah, it's per.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a
If there was
40%
a-
ratio.
The ratio is 0.45 after 3. That's pretty high.
1.35,
It's like
yeah.
what?
It's
145.
135.
Right.
135. Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to Sinestro, and don't be dissuaded by how small the Sinestro thing is. So a lot of people have been like playing Sinestro, doing really well with Sinestro. Sinestro at the last tournament, Cologne, was pretty much pick ban, and then Turbine's like, you know what we should do? We should buff Sinestro.
This change, I blew my mind. I don't know what to say. Like they
I'm-
already
yeah.
buffed him last patch, and
I'm
that was
going to, yeah, so I'll admit as well, when I saw this, I was like, I just kind of went like, why are they buffing Sinestro? Like, he's already super strong. Like I don't see Joker on these patch notes, thank God, because I don't want to see him like be buffed. But like Sinestro, I think like we should be kind of matching Sinestro's level, right? So like if Joker and Sinestro are like here, but like all the other blasters, you can't see my hand motions, but the other blasters are like a little bit below him, just like buff the other blasters kind of up there. But yeah.
Yep. I'm of the opinion he's already the strongest blaster in the game, so this is confusing.
Right. I also
I think
agree
it's
with you there.
kind of tied with him and Joker.
You can make an argument for both of them.
'Cause he's more of, as much as Turbine doesn't want to
An
admit it, he's
assassin.
more of an assassin,
Yeah.
whereas
exactly.
Joker is like a straight blaster.
Mhm.
So I don't know. This change isn't needed at all. We're
Right.
like, hey, that 100% ratio on his E is not
So-
good enough.
Interestingly enough, I think that like this was due to purely win rate, because they've had problems in the past where Sinestro's win rate has been low. I think at one point it was like the lowest out of all the blasters in solo queue, and so they buffed him when he was already played in competitive like way back.
Right.
I think we're seeing the same thing now because, and I've had conversations with people on this, but it's like in order to raise the win rate of a champion that is already strong in competitive play, you raise the skill floor instead of like raising the champion as a whole.
Okay. So this, can we just agree, like, if you're gonna buff anything, maybe just the base stats and then move on? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see next patch Call of the Week ratio decreased from 0.7 to 0.6.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think like making his laning easier by increasing his base stats, or like making the Q missile wider so that people who aren't good at aiming it can hit it easier. Both of those go a long way to increasing his win rate, but don't necessarily make him better for competitive.
Right. All right. So Catwoman got a bunch of changes, and then I think the immediate backlash was very apparent for Catwoman. So, you know, we've got the same base stat increases, but Whip Strike cooldown increase. Cat Burglar no longer grants you cooldown reduction when you pick up a credit. Cat's Paw damage increase, and the Acrobat cooldown, so the E, increase from 5 seconds to 8, but you get more damage after you E or Q someone after you do that. So I do not like Catwoman. Like, I don't enjoy playing Catwoman at all. So I have no idea what these changes really mean. But as soon as I read these, I
Means
was like,
she's bad.
yeah.
I
So
was playing her before they changed her.
all
I
right,
actually don't think she was like. I felt like she fit somewhere.
right.
You can make it work if you build correctly. Like if you get like an early Nero's contract, you can just go all in and kind of just use it while your team kind of cleans up with all your bleeds going on, and then you kind of get out after that.
Right.
I think these changes, although they look bad at first, I think they're sort of a buff in a way, because it makes her early laning phase a lot better, because her Q is stronger basically.
Right.
And also, even though her E got it pretty hard outside of her ult, it doesn't really matter, because it matters if you try to if you overextend without your ult for no reason, which is usually what happens when you play Catwoman.
Right.
But what this means is that you can't really siege as well as Catwoman, but the thing is that you couldn't siege at all before anyways, so it doesn't even affect that.
Right.
Because when you try to poke as Catwoman under a tower, you put yourself in a lot of danger. When you try, just get close for an on-click skill.
Right.
And this also makes her all-in a lot stronger, because you don't have to worry about one modifier that you're not going to use when you basically roll into the whole team. And also when you ult, that E nerf doesn't do anything. It's completely irrelevant. However, I do think that the passive, like the whole thing, if you pick up the coin, your cooldown, your skills get reset, not reset, but lower cooldown. I think
Right.
that shouldn't have gone away. I think they could have kept that.
Hmm.
But overall, I think it's a slight buff. You just have to play her differently.
Okay. I remember just like, I checked the icy subreddit once the patch notes came out. I checked like Twitter and stuff, see what people were saying, and like there was an immediate backlash once like Catwoman changes were posted. Like they just went ahead and ruined a perfectly good champion. Like, I've played Catwoman for so long, and I don't agree with these changes. I've been seeing a lot of Catwoman in like solo queue, and like usually they rush
I don't
like
think she
Sysim.
was. I don't think
It's
she was
hard.
ever like great.
Yeah, it's hard
She's
because
more like a counter pick champion.
right. Yeah, it's hard though because people see like major changes to their champion and they
Mhm.
have to learn how to play them differently, and so immediately they just feel weaker because their play
Right.
style doesn't necessarily work anymore.
She has to be played differently, especially mid game.
Hmm.
Since you can't be roaming around. You can't kind of like think, oh, I can't die because I can E every 2 seconds.
Right.
Right, exactly. Yep.
That's like where this is where it hits her hard. But her early game is definitely stronger,
Mhm.
and her late game is also stronger as long as she can all in.
Right. Okay. So I don't know. I just didn't like Catwoman's playstyle at all. So this is probably not going to uh change my opinions of Catwoman. So finally, we've got the Batman changes.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk about the new Ultimate. So Dark Knight has been reworked. So when you press R when you're standing there, you're gonna drop a smoke cloud on your person, and then Batman does this really cool zipliney. He ziplines up, right? Like really cool
Yeah.
animation. Like 10 out of 10.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't?
Oh, it's awesome.
I haven't
It's-
either
it's
because
so
I wanted to see it
awesome.
today, but
It's so awesome.
Find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, servers are up. As soon as the servers came up, I went into a crime alley and I just picked Batman, and I was like, I want to see how this new ult works.
Yeah.
So you drop the smoke cloud at your location, and you zip line up, and then I believe you can right click on someone, and you'll like drop down to them. You'll just like punch them in the face. So, and then after you descend, you get your passive for 6 seconds, I believe, and then you also get increased move speed and energy regen.
What's the cooldown on it?
90 seconds.
90 seconds.
It's not that great.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation's cool. It just he
It-
still
I think if
sucks.
it was a little bit lower.
So you could also, maybe, I don't know. I like it. Maybe like the numbers are a little bit off, but numbers can be changed really easily. So let's talk about the other changes, because to give Batman more damage, you also have to kind of scale back some of the other abilities. So Batarang got nerfed, and then martial arts got nerfed as well. So mark damage
And his base damage
and
and
base
his attack damage per level.
right. So I'm not crying about like 1.9 AD. Well, technically like 2.2 AD. I think like whatever. No, 4.9 AD. I'm not crying about that.
so
Um,
yeah, if you look at it like overall, he got a lot more damage.
He
I think
did.
it smooths out his curve a lot better, so he's not just kind of this monster early game and then falls off.
Right. So martial arts not applying any on-hit effects makes me a little bit sad. But it just, to me, like, it doesn't make sense to take the on-hit away, just because it is supposed to be an empowered auto at its core. So theoretically it should, but like you usually always get an auto off after you martial arts anyway, so it's like not the worst thing. But
That's a huge nerf though. I just noticed that martial arts no longer apply zone hit effects.
yeah.
That's bad. I don't know about this anymore.
You're
Thought it
just
was
like-
good until I saw that.
You're just like, no. But battering mark damage reduced, and the ratio reduced. But yeah, so I don't know about the on hits, because like I didn't like that change when I first saw it. Like my immediate gut reaction was like, no, this is not good. But I haven't tried Batman like in an actual match yet after this change, but is this really going to hurt Batman like a ton?
I think it is, unless they add the on hit back. They do something else, like just add a bunch of damage to it and not add the on hit or something like that.
I don't know. Like when he has his ult up, it's just a ton of extra damage.
Yeah,
I mean, what?
he still loses.
What are you?
I mean, I think it's a little bit more damage, but he loses an auto attack on in like the combo. Well, actually, it's like 2 auto attacks because you can march yours twice probably, and like a whole kind of like engage, like a whole your whole combo kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm a little confused because. Okay, never mind.
I think he ends up being just about the same as he was before.
Yeah,
Just
about
more
the same.
even distribution of damage.
Yeah,
Which even then he wasn't very good before, I don't think.
I think he was okay.
I think his problem before is that he did so much damage when he jumped on you, but then he couldn't finish you off because his kills were on cooldown. Just when I saw like this ult change, I was like, oh, like Batman's gonna be pretty good because he becomes invulnerable after he like basically rapes you, and then he can finish you off.
But then they just nerfed the rest of his damage.
Yeah, everything else just got, especially that W that just got.
I think they had to, right? Cause
yeah, they had to.
They had to.
Definitely had to, but I think they could have. I think they need to add like space
They
damage
need to-
to the skill, but doesn't apply on hit.
His scaling damage is so bad. Like he doesn't do anything after like 15 minutes.
So I also want to point out that like Dark Knight also kind of has a little bit of utility. So like you get caught in their jungle, you can like Dark Knight over a wall to like a jungle creep or something. Like
at least grapple on
yeah,
steroids.
It's basically like that. So I want to point out that there is some utility to that ultimate.
And they also took away the armor pen buff that it gives you. It used to give you.
The ult?
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people just have to play it.
Right.
I think it'll be about the same, with maybe a little better because of his like the ult is. Like I think his ult is really good. Or,
I think it needs a cooldown reduction.
I want to.
Yeah, cooldown reduction for sure. Though.
Maybe a little bit.
Agree with that.
So like I'm trying to think like how I would use this ultimate, right? So like I would dive in. So I'm thinking I would dive in like if I land my Q W, E them ult.
Try getting auto before you ult.
I don't think I ever E anyone ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
energy
can-
costs are so high.
Still like an auto attack reset. It depends.
Q W, auto E auto then alt.
So
And that would be if they're
Just-
standing still.
right. So
W,
it's-
Deathstrokes, Q, W, then throw in some auto attacks in there. After every W.
I think we
Sure,
just have to
yeah.
see it.
Would you want to save the ult for like if they're just trying to run away and you just use it just
I mean, if it's just you and them, yeah. But in the middle of a team fight, people are probably going to jump on you after you
right.
go in, so it's probably the best time to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like stay up in the air for those 2 seconds and then calm down and run away probably.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. If you don't pick a target, you don't do any damage when you come down.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just had a useless ult. Other than the vision.
I want to see if we can add like an execute portion to this ult. Maybe bring down the base damage a little bit, but add an execute portion for like missing health.
Add
'Cause,
the
like-
execute to his E.
Oh, you could do that.
That would be swag.
That would
That
be
would
swag.
Make it
I don't know.
actually
I don't know
useful.
how that would. It wouldn't make sense to me because it's not as like executey as I'm falling from the sky and I'm like punching your face in.
Yeah, but
Well, obviously you don't get
Nightmare
hit by a
Robin
cape.
already does that.
But like,
But you just like turn your cape, you like throw out your cape and like walk off.
I guess that
Yeah,
that does have
looks
swag.
cool.
That would have
It's-
some swag. But like, Nightmare Robin doesn't zip line in the air, man. The zip line.
I haven't seen the
into
Batman
the
ult
air.
yet, so-
Oh my god,
think
you need
so.
to see it. Like, you need to see it.
All right,
It's-
I'm
it's
logging
great.
in right now so I can see
Alright.
it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna wait for you to do it. Damn it.
Fine, we'll just talk about other things.
Okay, fine. We'll do that. It's a really cool animation. Just like trust me. Last Ager says Batman is not an executioner. It just wouldn't be right. Guess so.
Depends which Batman. Asriel Batman
Alright,
was
then he,
kind of executioner.
He
Batman
knocks them out onto
Air
the ground
quotes?
as their body bounces like onto the ground, just lifeless,
Yeah.
knocked out.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel like an execute portion would kind of make sense, just given the animation. I don't know. I could be just
Or
talking
you
out of my
can just
ass.
like knock him down for like half a second.
Oh yeah.
'Cause he's kind of like landing on top of them.
I mean, he does do that a lot in what I've seen of Batman. Again, I always like try to just like disclaimer. I don't really read like the comics. I just watch
Dude.
like.
You're dead
So
to me.
I just started reading like New 52 Batman. It is so
it's
good.
so good.
It's so good.
Is it? Oh,
Yes.
Court
of Owls
you
was
should go get
amazing.
it from the library. You have no excuse. It's
All
free.
right.
Yeah.
I don't even know where my local library is, honestly.
Just get it online.
Just get it online. It's only like I'm like so behind on the IC comics just in general. I think I went
They
up to
haven't
like
come out with any in a while, like a month or so.
They just came out with 10, I thought.
Well, in the physical,
okay.
they
Oh,
actually finished
yeah.
the line. They actually
did they?
finished the series. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume it's gonna start up again in like a couple months.
Probably. I don't see why I wouldn't.
They're
so-
doing they're gonna do the DC event in like May,
Yeah, Convergence.
and then announce their new line. Yeah,
Well, they already announced it.
they
They
announced all the
announced-
new lines. I didn't
Yeah.
see anything about that. Okay.
They have like a Black Canary solo book coming out.
Mhm.
It's gonna be awesome.
So let's kill some time while Kaithas looks at this Batman animation.
We're like waiting on that.
Are you doing it?
I am, but
We
like,
were just talking. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna do something. I assume we
Uh,
have other things to talk about.
So
I mean, it could
don't-
be
I
time
don't-
for
alright.
California girls. I'm okay with that.
I don't think we got a unified opinion on Katana. So I'm just gonna throw out. I feel like Katana's a lot of fun. Her damage might be a little bit on the higher end, but like the chaining of abilities and like how much you can dash around to me is a lot of fun. And usually things that are overpowered tend to be a lot of fun. So
She needs a W nerf, and that is all. Like people will complain about Catwoman's mobility.
mhm,
Katana's more ridiculous.
mhm.
Like you will not escape, or you will not kill her
Yep.
if she starts moving.
Yep, that's really annoying. Part of her kit. I really think they should nerf that. That's about the only complaint I have.
Mhm.
I think probably just nerf the cooldown on her W. They can make it up and give it something else.
Mhm.
Increase that damage reduction, or just scrap that and just give it a shield. Ribbon, let's go.
Oh, oh man, oh man. That would be ridiculous. Oh no, no.
Not as strong, but they
Okay,
can do something like that.
okay. I get you.
'Cause that damage reduction just seems kind of weird because you can't see it.
Right. It's a lot of invisible power.
The shield you can actually see it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's talk about champions that we think are like sleeper champions. So obviously, I bring up Green Lantern because stats don't lie. I have not lost on Green Lantern since he got buffed. But honestly, what do you guys think are like kind of like the sleeper champions? Maybe if they got a little bit of love, they would be like really, really, really good, or just champions you think are really, really good, but we don't really see too much.
I think GL's really good on Coast City.
Yeah.
It was always good on Coast City.
Like pretty much all the global ult champs are gonna be really good in Coast City.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I actually kind of disagree with that because you can't split push. You can't go bottom,
Mhm.
split push, and then you're not gonna be in range to ult top on the relay. When there's a fight there. I mean, if you're gonna split push bottom, it means that everybody's top for the relay.
Right.
It's like the only chance you get to split push, but you can't reach with your ult.
Oh, we should talk about teleport really quick.
Yeah,
just
that should
because,
revert the changes
Right.
back to a long time ago.
because the teleport
Yep.
cooldown was exclusively for Gotham Divided, and
Yeah.
I feel like for teleport to kind of come back on Coast City, like we just need to reduce the cooldown, like by a lot. So,
Yeah.
So I need someone else in this
Just do a 1v AI.
this one beam.
Did you do
Oh,
the 1v AI?
Can I do that?
Yeah. So if you do
Okay.
a 1v AI, you just lock in Batman.
Just queue up for it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, teleport. I want to see more teleport stuff. But going back to sleeper champions, who are we talking about really quick? I totally spaced out. I forgot.
Well, we were talking about at GL.
Yeah, Achiel's always been really good
Yeah.
on Coast City. Like,
He's always been really good in general.
hmm
I don't think this is particularly sleeper, but Jungle Sinestro.
Yeah.
I think you're just saying Sinestro in general.
No, I've played it.
Yeah. I played it
Yeah.
a lot too.
I've messed around with it as well. He just clears so fast.
It's not even a sleeper pick, but Harley Quinn. Like, I don't see how she hasn't been nerfed at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that she
Mhm.
hasn't got a nerf too. She
It's
just
true.
does everything way too good.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one thing that Harley Quinn doesn't do well. Think about it. You can
Let's
engage,
see.
disengage.
All right.
I'm
heal.
gonna say Shazam because of Mystigen.
Do you think Shazam has like a better engage, or what?
No.
What are you?
I'm just gonna
What
say
do you?
sleeper.
Okay. Shazam has been like slowly getting buffed, like very slowly.
Full AP Shazam.
No, no,
Yo.
get out of here.
Cal, I remember
Get outta here.
we were playing a game a couple days ago, and you were streaming,
I was.
and I remember someone was playing. Oh, I think Jokas was playing full AP Shazam, and you were criticizing his build, and he got like a triple kill with just ult.
We
it
were
was-
against like randoms, but
Yeah,
it was. All
it
right.
worked pretty well.
All right. It worked in that specific scenario, but if I remember that game correctly as well, bot lane was just getting ridiculously fed. Like every 3 or 4 minutes, I would hear ally double kill. So I don't know if that was the best judge of full power damage Shazam, because I played with Mal, who went full power damage Shazam, and that did not work. He did absolutely nothing. And I couldn't carry him with Katana? A-dubs? Someone. I couldn't carry with an assassin, so that was bad. But yeah, I think that Jungle Sinestro is a really interesting way of playing him. I don't want to see that gone, because we don't have like any like carry power damage junglers to my knowledge.
So I think even if they nerf him, he'll still be there unless they buff the jungle damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can play anything.
You can play anything in the current jungle. Like you can take any champion, stick them in the jungle, and they should be fine. But
Jungle Zatanna, dude. Like, if you can jungle Zatanna, you can do it. Come
hey
on.
man, you've got like a shield, you've got sustain, you've got AoE damage. Like, come on, man. It's got
You know, you guys like dunked us so hard in the show match that they didn't use our footage at PAX. They only used the
Oh
footage.
yeah. So at PAX, so over the 3 days, they replayed Epsilon versus
Just played that one game over and over again.
Yeah, Wolves, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was Epsilon versus Wolves, and I knew like everything about that game. Just I would watch that over and over and over again because it was the only competitive Coast City match that they were showing, and I even complained to people. I was like, Can we switch it to Team C versus Brawl? Like, I don't want to watch this match anymore. It's been 2 days. Like, let's switch it up. But no, that was bad. So, have you seen the ult animation yet?
I'm level 5.
Oh my god, how close?
I just turned level 5.
Okay.
Robin also is going to be really good.
Robin?
Yeah. I think he can make the plays with Speed Force.
Robin where?
Jungle.
Jungle. Okay.
The
I think
Speed
Flash
Force.
is going to be
I can
super
see that.
annoying too.
Flash just in general, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll like steal your camps and then run away.
Yeah.
I feel like
Also-
that's like the only thing Flash can do though.
Yeah.
Still here camp and run away.
He can like ult on the Doomsday device. That's pretty annoying too.
Oh, look at all that damage he could do to it. And just like not take any himself. Wow, that's OP, dude. I didn't think about that. So I want to kind of talk about PAX really quick. So PAX was really, really cool. I know, C.Kaithas, you were there. I know Nick was there. A bunch of the F3 guys, I think Detonator was there as well. Real Internet Tough Guy and Terosness. Like a bunch of people from our community, Peter Platinum, just to
Noah
name
Deer.
a few people. Noah Deer. I hosted his
All
stream.
right, I got the ult.
Okay. I hosted his stream
Oh, that
a
was
couple
cool.
nights ago.
All right.
And he thanked me on Twitter, and I felt really good. It was really nice. So yeah, Noah Deer was there, but there were a lot of people from the IC community. It was really cool to see a bunch of people. Shout outs to Turbine again for flying me out. It's really, really awesome of them. And again, it was like really awesome to see their
I beat
offices.
Kaithas in the speed stacking
Oh, you did?
competition. Yeah.
Shout outs to Burr Bunny, the speed cup god herself. Like,
I've literally never done that before in my life.
shout out to Burr Bunny. She's ridiculously good at that.
There's an
Uh,
awesome picture of me doing it though. It looks like I'm good at it.
Oh yeah. It only took us 8 seconds to finish.
Oh, wow. So yeah, huge shout outs to them. But now that you saw it, do you think there should be like kind of an execute thing added on? Maybe lower the base damage of that ult, just like add like maybe an execute portion as well. Because it looks like you're just slamming down, you're just punching a dude in the face.
I mean, it could have a cooler animation, but I don't think it needs like an actual execute damage.
Should be a
portion.
knockdown.
Oh, okay, knockdown. Actually, because like he does that.
There's nothing to just stop them from just walking away after you do
The
it.
first part of the animation is really cool though.
How he zip lines up, yeah. It's sick. I love that animation. Alright, so now that you saw it, and now that we're kind of out of stuff to discuss, let's wrap up the show.
No, we were still talking about. I had a bunch of sleeper picks.
Alright, quickly, let's go.
Night Bat. I
Night
think he's
Bat.
gonna be really good again.
Uh-huh.
And then Mecha Soups.
Yeah, Mega Soups. That's what I was gonna say.
Katy Perry taught me the ways of the power damage mecha soups.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
Gambit.
No, there was no Gambit involved.
Well, you did it wrong then.
No, not doing it. It's solo lane power damage mecha soups, and I've won once with it out of 2 games. So Katy Perry needs to teach me better. But mecha soups, go on.
I think
And then-
Doomsday, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think his passive is still trash though.
his passive is a little weird. But
It's terrible.
all right, quickly, last one.
And then also, Boone want me to say Atrocitus because he just plays him support all the time and just gets Speed Force on him
Uh huh.
and just Speed Force taunts people.
Hey,
It's pretty strong actually.
yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a
Yeah.
thing. All right, so let's wrap up the show. So Nick, do you have any shout outs that you want to do?
Shout out to F3 and shout out to Katy Perry who's gonna 1v1 me eventually
Hopefully.
someday. Think of the children.
Yeah, it's the 1v1 for charity. So
Yeah.
Katy Perry, if you don't hate small children, 1v1 this
Yeah.
man. All right,
And, that's it.
all right, C.Kaithas.
Shout out to bladelordcal
All right.
for hosting.
Oh, shout out to YRM. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Shout out to Katy Perry for writing the song that BladeLordCal is about to sing.
Oh, okay. You're putting
Shout out
me
to
on the
Team
spot,
C.
man.
I love all of you. Shout out to Play to Win, who is still in Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
And shout out to Crypto, just because Nick hates him.
Fuck crypto.
Oh, man. What a hater. All right, GS.
Shout outs to Turbine. Shout outs to Steam. Shout outs to you guys for having me. Shout outs to my team and shout outs to Detonator, the god.
Oh yeah, shout
I'm
out to
done.
Turbine though for like being awesome, and like I'm really excited about the launch of this. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw Genre streaming on the IC channel last
Genre?
night. What was that all about?
Genre?
Oh.
I didn't see that.
I saw that too.
Uh,
He forgot to change the stream title, and then on the background you can hear like the TV. They were like watching like a Spanish show. I was laughing so hard. Dude.
all right. Shout out to. All right, I'm just gonna quickly wrap things up. Shout out to all my guests. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Shout outs to Turbine. They did so much for me. Flew me out to PAX. Let me, meet a bunch of awesome people. I got to go to their offices, play test, or play like some upcoming champions. Got to meet a bunch of people. They told me how much they love the podcast. So shout out to everybody that I met at Turbine, especially like, let's see, there was Danger Dan, there was Fax, and Celstrata was like really instrumental in getting me over there as well, and Burr Bunny, because she was like the one who kind of arranged everything. So thank you guys for really appreciating this. Shout outs to everybody watching. I wouldn't do this if there wasn't an audience for it. And just shout outs to shout out to Channel 4's tournament for Coast City. It's going to be happening next weekend, so definitely go ahead and check that out. It's going to be like the first competitive kind of Coast City event that we're going to have, and it's really great that the community is kind of stepping up and hosting these things, because the only other community driven kind of tournament that happens often is Genfo's 1v1, which is really awesome. Like, props to Genfo for keeping that up, and props to the Channel 4 guys. I really hope that the tournament is a success. So that's going to wrap up Podcast Prime episode 16. I'm going to restart the stream really quick, and I'm going to, I guess we'll do some California Girls. I don't know why we're doing California Girls, but
Because you live in California.
it's true, but other people live in California. So thank you guys for watching. We're going to restart the stream shortly.